People are getting very tired. So about an hour ago at the presidential dinner at the White House, Donald Trump was shot at the actual dinner. There were shots fired and people were suspecting that the shooter is a leftist woke liberal trying to take out our good God-fearing president Donald Jamarcus John, powerful on the Don, pretty much the God Trump. Now I'm gonna try to show clips, but if they get copyright strike, they won't be in the video. So here's where a clip should be.
Stay down,
Katie, do you have all your stuff?
Yep, I'm fine. So.
Stand by. Yes, sir.
If I can't post the clips, I'll just post them in the top comment. You guys can click on a link to see what's going on there. But this is very serious. Why would somebody want to take out our president? Why would somebody want to take out our commander-in-chief, the man with the plan, the art of the deal legend? Why would somebody want to do that? Well, there are a variety of reasons. Could it be the big beautiful bill, which gives a bunch of tax cuts to wealthy business owners? Maybe it's that. Could it be the staggeringly high gas prices that are destroying and disrupting the ability of people to go from point A to point B? Man, could it possibly be the war that's going on right now and how we can't pull out of the war and the war is going to seemingly go on forever because Iran is not actually getting destroyed by anything? There's so many variety of reasons that could possibly go to the fact and the matter of Donald Trump fearing for his life and people getting fed up and triggering what could potentially be a drastic and evil civil war that could encapsulate the entire nation. Now, what's probably going to happen is a bunch of right-wing influencers are going to say leftist violence must stop. This is the party that wants peace. This is the party that says they're all about equal rights and stuff of that variety. This is ridiculous. These are leftist psychopaths. They need to be stopped, and all they want is violence. A lot of right-wing people love poking the bear. They love calling you insults, calling you names, and just blatantly disrespecting you right in front of your face because they don't want any consequences for what they do. They just want to be able to hurl insults and make sure they get a reaction out of you so they can point and say, look what I did to you. If I could compare it to something that you might understand, imagine if a man is dating a woman and the man always just disrespects the woman, pokes at her, gets mad at her, snaps at her, all that jazz, but he never hits her. Then one day the woman snaps back. He records it and says, look at her, she's being crazy. That's what it feels like all the time. It just feels that way all the time. Now, do I hope for Donald Trump's safety? Do I think his loss of life will get a much more horrifying person into office? JD Vance would be significantly worse than Donald Trump, but I think JD Vance is easier to get pressured into doing things, is what I would say if I didn't know JD Vance. I suspect that Donald Trump is gonna have something bad maybe happen to him. I hope nothing happens to him, but I pray something interesting happens. Let's say that. My hope is worthless, my prayer is stronger, if I could be so bold, right? Because I'm just one guy, but if I hope to God that, if I pray to God that something crazy happens, then You know, a lot of people often say that you shouldn't wish for violence upon people. You shouldn't wish for destruction or death or anarchy or chaos. And those are very lovely sentiments to have. They're very beautiful words to say to somebody who doesn't know what it's like to suffer or struggle. I completely agree that an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. But I think maybe we should learn Braille. I think maybe that's what we should start learning how to do. I think maybe we should pull out our walking sticks and get seeing eye dogs because I'm willing to go blind for this. That's the point that I'm at right now. Now, I was a pacifist, but maybe I should learn how to pacifist towards everybody else because I was very of the mindset that violence doesn't solve anything. But now I'm discovering that maybe some people learn best through excessive force. Now, I am not calling for the annihilation of our commander-in-chief. That would be disrespectful to the people that voted towards him and the brave people that laid their lives down for this country that are following his directive and the ability he has to lead. I would never do that. That seems disrespectful and disgusting. I don't want that. I will say that hypothetically, if there was somebody that was perhaps raising our gas prices, destroying our job market, lying to the nation, saying that we have powerful jobs and we have a strong nation state and that we are actually okay and that he doesn't know basic things and he is lying right to our faces, I think maybe people should retaliate in some way is what I feel. But thankfully, our president would never do any of that. Our president would never go into a war that could possibly span for many years. Our president would never raise gas prices because he went into this war. Our president would never do any of those things. And I think that's very important to consider and think about because our president cares about us. I think that's vastly important. Did you guys know the government is still partially shut down? It is still partially shut down. I didn't know that. I looked that up, and the government is still partially shut down as of right now. Didn't really know that was going on. Now, there's no word on the shooter. They said the shooter has been annihilated. He is no longer of this earth. He's gone. Secret Service did their due diligence, and that's pretty much fine and dandy. We pretty much got that all set and dandy. But I'm pretty sure we're going to get a crazy tweet from Donald Trump coming up here soon. We're going to get a whole bunch of information coming and flooding our news feeds. I thought I would just get the first noise out there to be there. So tell me your prayers for Donald Trump. I want to know everybody's prayers for our president because I think we should all get together and pray for the safety of our hero president because realistically, I think Donald Trump is an American hero. But let's look at what an American hero really is. American hero takes what he wants. An American hero does what he wants, says what he wants, believes in God, and uses God as a shield against all criticism. The American president in totality, the American hero, the Paul Bunyan, the George Washington, doesn't take any mess from any country and talks a big game. But does he back it up? Who knows? But it feels like we do. So that really was what matters. We gotta think with our logic brains, but our logic brains is actually our emotion brains. So we have a very emotional president, and I love how emotional he is. I love how he calls out critics. I love how he calls people stupid. Oh, it's so fun because that's exactly what a grown man should do. If somebody criticizes you, you should just call them stupid or an idiot or a pig, or you should say you're a nasty woman. You should just say that. You should actively do that. You should say all these things to your critics and all the people that hate you, and that should be your following. That should be what you are. That should be you. I believe I was trying to say modus operandi, but I couldn't think of the word. Modus operandi. That should be your modus operandi. But who knows what's gonna happen? The story is still updating as it goes on, and we'll see what happens as it happens. So thank you guys for checking out my video. Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully I didn't get copyright strikes. I really don't know what the laws are on copyright striking when it comes to putting news clips or videos or something that variety. I have no idea. But whenever I do put a news clip in any of these videos, all the copyright guys come out of nowhere and say, hey, you can't use that clip. That's not a fair clip to use. So I have no idea. I don't know. But just know that the image that we got or the video that we got was Trump ducking and diving and trying to get out of there. Secret Service escorted him out because he's the most important person in the entire nation. He's the leader of our country, and that is vastly important. Now, who did it? We don't know. People say it's leftists. It might have been Iran. We are currently at war right now. We have no idea. There's many things that could be. I want to know your theories and all that stuff too down in the comment section down below. But with all that being said, that's pretty much all I gotta say. And I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your Nick and Night, be my Laurel. Happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. I love the ride.